After a 2-week road trip that saw your Lopes win 2 of the 3, but see their head coach's personal 36-game winning streak snapped, your GCU Lopes women's basketball team have returned for the final game before the holiday break, and they have brought up the lights here at GCU Arena in the heart of the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix, Arizona, as they take on a team from just up the road, an NAIA school, the Firestorm of Arizona Christian University. Good afternoon, everybody. Jim Howe, thanking you so much for spending part of your holidays with us and taking a break from your holiday shopping to join us for the next couple of hours, as this one should be an interesting matchup because of two teams that seem to be on the rise. For your Lopes, under first-year head coach Molly Miller, as you know, they went 4 for 4 in a very exciting 4-game homestand to start the season, and then they ventured to Utah, amongst other places, and Washington to boot, and then came up with their first loss of the season and a heartbreaker to start off that road trip against Southern Utah, a team that they had down with 2.5 minutes to go by 7 and wound up giving up the final 8 points of the game to lose 84-83. However, they were able to bounce back in impressive fashion just 2 days after that with an 84-78 victory over Eastern Washington. And then in a game which wasn't supposed to be part of the road trip, it was actually supposed to be here 2 nights ago at GCU Arena, and at the last minute got moved to Houston, Texas. The Lopes traveled to the Lone Star State to take on Houston Baptist, a team that they basically owned for the first 3 quarters, but the Huskies kept hanging around. They stayed within 7 most of the game and were able to get a big run at the beginning of the 4th quarter, take their only lead of the game 80-78, and take advantage of some cold shooting. The Lopes actually went without a field goal for a 6-minute span, but Kennedy Short's layup, the lady you see right there, broke the tie at 80. The Lopes ran off 8 straight points, and that was it. Their opponents today are also in a bit of resurgence. Rusty Rogers, in his 2nd year as the head coach of the Firestorm, only was able to win 10 out of 29 games last year, but his Firestorm are already halfway to that win total in the first 3 weeks of the season. They come in 5-1, and they come off a rather impressive, close to the vest victory on Saturday afternoon at home across town against their rivals from the Gold Coast Conference, but one that they played in non-conference play, holding off the charge of Benedictine 79-71. So neither one of these teams has more than one loss, but one of them will have that at the end of the day. This is the way the Lopes want to try and finish going into Christmas and New Year's with a W. We've got the starting lineups and all the play-by-play coming up on the other side of this break. It is GCU and ACU. Women's basketball at its finest right here on GCU TV.
It's the 20th anniversary of Operation Santa Claus. We've been feeding families and making kids happy for 20 years. 2020 has been tough for everyone. More kids, more families need your help this year. In celebration of 20 years, please donate $20 or bring donations to Sanderson Ford, Sanderson Lincoln, or the UPS store nearest you. And you might just win a new F-150 truck or a Lincoln Corsair. Donations benefit local charities only. For more info, go to givetotheclaus.com.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
Jim Howe back here at GCU Arena as the Lopes get ready for their second to last tune-up before conference play starts against Tarleton State right here on this same floor on January 8th and 9th. They're taking on the Firestorm of ACU, and it's time to send it down to center court for the man whose wife, Robin, is enjoying a birthday today. Happy birthday, Robin. And now our PA announcer, Robin's husband, A.C. Larkin.
Welcome to the beautiful GCU Arena and our Christmas celebration. Today's women's basketball matchup will be featuring the visiting Firestorm of Arizona Christian University and your Grand Canyon University Antelope. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. As we begin this afternoon with a word of prayer, led today by Cameron Gibson, a senior majoring in business management and a first-year member of the GCU cheerleaders here at GCU.
Let's pray. Father God, we come before you so incredibly grateful to be in this arena, playing the game that we love. God, I pray that you protect and provide health and safety over each athlete, official, fan, and coach in this room. God, I thank you that we get to gather on such a special week and have a game to honor you. I pray that you keep us focused on you and the true spirit of Christmas as we lead up to the big day. We love you, and again, we're so thankful to be here. In your name we pray, amen.
Thank you, Cameron. And now, fans, let's meet the starting lineups for this afternoon's matchup. We begin with the visiting Firestorm. At forward, a 5'10" freshman, number 5, Casey Brown. At guard, a 5'6" senior, number 13, Kirsten Shinsky. At forward, a 5'9" junior, number 14, Emily Basari. At guard, a 5'6" junior, number 22, Brooke Polite. And at guard, a 5'10" junior, number 23, Des Gonzalez. The Firestorm is led by head coach Rusty Rogers, assisted by Taylor Jacobson, Rhonda Laus, and Adam Rode. Assistant coaches for the Lopes are Emily Ragsdale, Buck Shield, Karila Middlebrook, Grand Assistant Tasia Black, your head coach of the Lopes, Molly Miller.
So two teams seemingly on the rise, the 6-1 Lopes and the 5-1 ACU Firestorm. These two teams have actually met 4 times in the last 6 years, but only 2 of them have actually counted. They played a couple of exhibitions, including one at ACU to start off the rivalry all the way back on November 11th of 2014. But since then, they played each of the next 3 years, all of them here at GCU, all 4 of them dominating GCU wins. But of course, neither one of these two coaches, first-year head coach Molly Miller, second-year head coach Rusty Rogers, were a part of those, so this will be interesting. Kennedy Shorts, who actually had the game-winning layup against Houston Baptist the other day, will jump center against Brooke Polite. And Shorts will actually tap it past her teammate, and it's controlled by ACU as they move from right to left across your GCU TV screen. Here's Polite, who can share the point guard duties along with Kirsten Shinsky. With the ball out front and stuck is Des Gonzalez. She tries to throw it in the lap of Polite, and it's stolen away by Nana Jackson. Nice play and a turnover to start it off. Katie Scott out at the three-point line. They find it in the corner. Open look. Taylor Caldwell for 3. Misses everything, but there's Jackson right underneath. Throws it back to Caldwell. No reset on the shot clock, so the Lopes will try and get a shot off in the next 11 seconds. Pieta sees daylight. Drive inside and lose the basketball. Taken out of her lap by Casey Brown. And then as she tries to go out of back court, foul called as Kennedy Shorts was trying to force the second straight turnover, and instead she'll pick up the personal foul. Again, the now used to full court press, and there's the second straight steal by Nana Jackson. 2 offensive possessions, 2 turnovers. Lob inside, somehow gets to Scott, and Scott will lay it up and in. And Nana Jackson making her presence known. There's another inbound steal, this time by Pieta. So 3 offensive ACU possessions and 3 forced GCU turnovers. They are 3rd best in the nation in turnovers forced, with just over 25 a game. They had 20 in the win in Houston on Friday. Jackson with the ball out front. Real name is Nideja, but everybody calls her Nana. Inside pass intended for Scott. A little bit too much mustard on it, and it gave the chance for Casey Brown to reach around and knock it out of the hand. 6 seconds on the Lopes shot clock as Pieta will inbound it to the right of her own bucket. Lobs it out for Katie Scott, and then not on the same page with Pieta. Tried to get a touch pass right back to Pieta on the baseline, but Lauda wasn't there. That'll be a turnover for GCU. Shorts pressuring the inbound. They go with the long pass. Polite and Pieta with the race. And Polite gets it, finds the trailer. That's Casey Brown. And Brown will get ACU on the scoreboard as we're tied at 2. We can expect 4 quarters of that from the Lopes. Shorts inside, shot won't go. Scott with the follow, that won't go. And the rebound scramble goes off of Shorts out of bounds. So the Lopes immediately try to work it inside, even though that there is some size underneath for ACU, as both Brown and Gonzalez at 5'10". Inbound for Kirsten Shinsky. First time she's been able to fully touch the basketball. Gets it for Gonzalez. Here's Brown. Brown sees daylight. She'll put it up with the right hand. Rolls around and off. Gonzalez will sneak in, though. Puts up the shot. Doesn't go. It's knocked away, but they say that Katie Scott got part of the arm. And that is certainly going to be a concern for Molly Miller, especially on the heels of this 3-game road trip. Because if there were main concerns for the Lopes in those 3 games, it was the fact that they had some foul trouble. In fact, Lauda Pieta has had 4 personal fouls or more in 5 of their first 7 games, and she actually fouled out in the waning moments against Houston Baptist. And Katie Scott was limited in her minutes in 2 of the 3 road games with 4 personals in the 4th quarter. 1 of 2 free throws made, so ACU with the lead, their first one of the afternoon, and we played 2 minutes. Shorts on the baseline, inside Scott, muscles her way to the hoop, puts it up, won't go, fights, gets her own rebound, follows, put it up, and in. Katie Scott, not to be denied, she's got both field goals on the scoreboard for GCU as they swing back out on top 4-3. ACU quickly gets out front, but the Lopes back defensively. 3-pointer is off the mark, off the hands of Kirsten Shinsky, and Kennedy Shorts in one of the rare moments brings it up as the point guard after getting the rebound on the defensive side. Pieta alone. She will fire a high-arching 3! Lauda Pieta with a big game against Houston Baptist. And she gets them started from behind the arc. It is 7-3 Lopes. Here is Gonzalez. Looked like she traveled, no call, but it's a turnover nevertheless as she threw it right into the hands of Pieta. Baseball pass for Jackson. Fake shoot, no. Jackson wanted a foul, didn't get it. Firestorm come the other way as Polite drives around Nana Jackson. 22 against 22. Gonzalez, the starting center, she can shoot it from there, but the 3-pointer's in and out this time. Bringing it right down the middle, Taylor Caldwell decides to keep coming. Cross through, give it off for Pieta, another 3. That one's short from the opposite side. Carla Balagay gets the warm-ups off. She'll check in next time the ball's dead for GCU. Out front, Emily Vasari. Try to get it in for Gonzalez. Des wasn't expecting it. And it's another turnover as Caldwell goes to the floor. 2-on-1. Pieta gets it in the corner. Wide open look. Jackson for 3, no, but Shorts with the offensive rebound. And Taylor Caldwell will lob in. Beautiful pass to Scott. Can't get the first shot, does get the second. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Scott with 6 of the 9 points. And on the lead pass, it's thrown away as it goes off the hands of Shinsky. She saves it right into the lap of Katie Scott, and another forced Lopes turnover. Here's Pieta. Drives inside all the way to the hole, but that one rolls off. A little bit too hard off the glass as we near this midpoint of this very fast-paced first quarter. Here is Vasari, starts a drive, double team, knocked away by Jackson. Scott with the steal, back out front. Nana's out in front of the pack. Here she comes, there she goes to the hoop for two. And the Lopes using the transition to their advantage. They now lead 11-3, and they have run off the last 9 points. Gonzalez trying to change that, but the three-pointer's too strong. And the Lopes starting to look much more relaxed than they did in the first minute or so. Plenty of changes on both sides of the ledger, but we haven't had a break in the action. And now we do as Shorts gets the pass inside from Scott. Goes up for the shot. It's knocked away, but she will be fouled on the play by Emily Vasari. So with 5:15 left, both teams almost the equivalent of platooning, as Kennedy Shorts will stay in the lineup for the Lopes, but she will be flanked now by Tiana Brown, Tavia Rowell, and Carla Balagay. So Shorts going to the line for a pair. These will be the first free throws of the day for the Lopes, and Shorts misses the first. Van Lavaris is actually waiting at the scorer's table, so if Shorts does bury this one, then Kennedy will head to the sideline for her first break, which she does. So it's Balagay, the Brown sisters, Tiana and Tierra, Tavia Rowell, and Van Lavaris. Full court defensive pressure as T. Waters, who just checked in, gives it off, and then Bailey Slaughter runs right into Tiana Brown, who grabs hold of the ball and forces the held ball, and the possession arrow favors GCU. So right now, everything going right for the team wearing white and purple. So with Pieta on the bench, it'll be Tiana Brown right now running the point guard duties. And here is her younger sister, Tiara, who really came alive in that road trip. Gives it off for Vadas. Bounce pass for Balagay. She'll slide inside, move to the hoop with the right hand, and it's a beauty. Carla Balagay making her presence known, and GCU in the midst of a 12-0 run, and the lead is 11 as we pass the midpoint of the first quarter. Long three put up and in by Haley Gleason, who just checked in. Back come the Lopes, and this time it's Brown leading Vadas just a little bit too much. And that will go out of bounds. Timeout on the floor, 4:31 left to go in this frantic first quarter. It's GCU 14, Arizona Christian 6. Keep it here for more coverage of Lopes women's basketball.
Grand Canyon University, a Christian university, is one of the largest and fastest growing universities in the country. GCU offers 270 dynamic academic programs with modern apartment-style living, classrooms, labs, restaurants, and more. Located in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, GCU's vibrant community and expansive campus is ranked top 20 for best college campuses in America. My university integrates the free market system with a welcoming Christian worldview perspective into its academic programs and throughout campus life, so you can put your faith into action and help transform communities. GCU campus students received over $157 million in scholarships in 2020, and many students attend GCU for less than the cost of a state university. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer to see the scholarships you qualify for. Admissible high school seniors can schedule a free visit from anywhere in the country. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer.
Jim Howe back here at GCU Arena, and it's time to take a look at our three keys to the game, which is brought to you by Sanderson Ford. The best play on a new Ford is at Sanderson Ford. Home for the holidays, in the holiday spirit, and of course, there would not be any better present that they could give themselves than to stay perfect at home. They come in 4-0. Trap and run Rudolph. Yes, we know Rudolph can run with this Lopes team, but one of the things that we just talked about was that they had a little bit of a power outage at the end of the fourth quarter in 2 of the 3 road games, so they need to pace themselves. And it's the most wonderful time of the year. The Lopes trying to stay undefeated at home and trying to go 7-1 before they get 2 weeks off before they play Park here on January 3rd. Quickly in is the Firestorm. Shot missed by Bailey Slaughter, but she gets her own rebound, and then a traveling violation on the pass-off. So this has been a frantic pace on both sides of the ledger, but the Lopes have been able to handle it much better so far. Now a little bit of pressure defense put in the backcourt, gives it to Rowell, and Rowell's three-pointer won't go. One of the few times this year that Tavia, who was looking for her three-point shot a lot last year, has really put it up from behind the arc, going coast to coast, but missing the shot is T. Waters for the Firestorm. And back come the Lopes as Rowell will bring it out of backcourt and cross the time stripe right in front of that GCU logo. Then Lavaris out for Tiana Brown. They swing it around the horn for Rowell. Rowell waits for Tiara Brown to come get it. Brown stopped, doesn't have the angle. Gets it out front, high post for Balagay. A long three by Vadas won't go. Brown rips it out of the air. She goes back up. Can't get the shot to go. Now puts it up. That rims out. Vadas with a final. That one won't go. And it finally goes to the side, trickles out of bounds. And the Lopes are going to get yet another chance. This time down the floor as Taylor Caldwell will check back in for Miller. So Caldwell will run the point guard duties as Tiana Brown will check out. Lopes with an 8-point edge at the 3:24 mark. Balagay lobs in. Tiara Brown had the position, but as she tried the spin move, she just lost the handle, and that goes out of bounds. So again, full court pressure defense employed by the Lopes. As it gets into Bailey Slaughter, that's Alyssa Alvarez. Alvarez being covered closely, now double teamed as it knocked away. Caldwell thought she'd force the turnover, but it was right in front of referee Alicia Murphy, who says it'll stay on this side of the floor. So Rowell turns her back on the inbounds pass, and taking advantage of that was T. Waters. And now T. Waters is called for an inbounds violation as she didn't establish herself after knocking that off the backside of Tavia Rowell. She didn't get both feet in, so that will be yet another turnover. So Caldwell will bring it out of backcourt as we near the 3-minute mark of this fast-paced first quarter. Caldwell around the screen. Give it back for Tiara Brown. Beautiful lob inside. Scott will fake. Scott will shoot. Scott will score. Katie Scott right now automatic. She is 4 for 7 from the field, and she has half of the 16 Lopes points they have on the board. Poked away. Caldwell going for the steal, but wait a minute. Whistle as both players, Caldwell and Alvarez, go to the floor, and they'll say it was a pushing foul on Taylor Caldwell to try and get to that loose ball. 3 team fouls now on the Lopes, ACU with just 1. Lopes have already forced 10 ACU turnovers in this first 7 minutes plus. Inbound for Des Gonzalez, who's back in there. Gives it off for T. Waters. Gonzalez cross court. Here's a drive by Gleason, but wait a minute. It'll go the other way. Coming over to set a screen was T. Waters, but didn't get set before the screen happened. That'll be an offensive foul. So the Lopes with a lineup of Caldwell, Rowell, Vadas, Scott, and Tiara Brown, as Caldwell now encounters the half-court trap, and it's knocked away right on the Lope side of midcourt. Coming down is shot put up and in by Alyssa Alvarez. So one of the few times that the Firestorm were able to get points off turnovers themselves, and they give it right back up on the other end as a bullet pass right on the money from Caldwell to Scott, and Katie's already in double figures with 10 points. Double-figure lead right now. That's the difference. Alvarez's three-pointer is too strong, and unable to track it down in the corner is Bailey Slaughter of the Firestorm. Inside of 2 minutes, and the only ACU lead was 3-2, and the Lopes ran off 12 unanswered after that. Tiana Brown back in. Tavia Rowell, who has not seen an awful lot of action, got about 4 minutes there, and we'll see how much Molly Miller tries to infuse her into the rotation during this game. Lopes don't play again until after the new year. Here's Vadas. She'll square. She'll fire. Three-pointer in and out. Tiara Brown, right place, right time, follows and scores. And the freshman, who was battling a hamstring injury for the first homestand, really came alive at her first career double-double during the 3-game road trip. Almost got the steal that time. Now underneath, nice pass over the top. The assist from Haley Gleason. And the second field goal off the bench for ACU's Alyssa Alvarez. Here's a quick pass for Vada. She'll drive inside, try to thread the needle between two defenders, and it goes off the hip of Alvarez out of bounds, but the Lopes will retain possession as Laura Pieta will replace Ven Levadas, and Des Gonzalez will sit down in the ACU lineup and replaced by Leah Mutoni. Scott will inbound it underneath. Gets it for Caldwell, back for Scott, backing in on Mutoni. She'll put up the shot with the opposite hand, and it bounces 5 times on the back of the iron before it lightly drops through, and that's a dozen points now for Scott. In the backcourt, foul called as the Lopes trying to put the clamps down, and that is not good news for Molly Miller because that's personal foul number 2 on Katie Scott. And as we mentioned, foul trouble has been a bit of a factor. Molly Miller pleading the case with lead official Melissa Barlow. And they're calling a technical foul. So that will put Haley Gleason at the line. She makes the free throw. So Gleason makes them both, and it's a 10-point lead and now a tie-up as Scott stays in the game. Even though she's playing with those 2 personal fouls, that time the possession arrow sends it back to the Firestorm with 1:04 left to go first quarter and 22 on the Firestorm shot clock. Alvarez looking, waiting, now has to lob it in the corner. Here's Bailey Slaughter. Slaughter sees daylight, drive inside, off-balance jumper off the glass, rolls around and off, and Scott corrals the defensive rebound on the side. Katie looking up court, wanted to get it to Tiara Brown, can't. Instead, just bowls her way in. A lot of contact, shot didn't go, no harm, no foul, and they'll head the other way with 45 seconds left. Tiana Brown pressuring T. Waters at the point. They started to go into the trap, now they back away from it. Here's Haley Gleason, sees daylight, puts up a 3 and gets it. As the Lopes were rotating and they left Gleason alone, that's her second 3. And ACU with a little mini rally at the end of this first quarter has cut the lead down to 7. Pieta able to break the press, gets it for Caldwell. Open look, 3-pointer, no. Tiara Brown fighting for the rebound, goes out of bounds. Last touch by ACU. And with the shot clock off, as Kennedy Shorts will replace Katie Scott in the Lopes lineup. The shot clock is off, so the Lopes can go for the final shot of the quarter. They've led by as many as a dozen. Pieta looking, waiting. Has to throw it way out front for Tiara Brown. Brown looking like she wants to work one-on-one. She backs away, fires from 16. That's off to the right, not good. Rebound belongs to Mutoni. Only 5 seconds left. Firestorm with a lead pass. That's intercepted, and Tiana Brown will just sit with it as she realizes there won't be enough time to get a shot off, but an impressive first 10 minutes of action for that Lopes trapping defense. Double-digit turnovers forced and a 12-point lead at one time. End of one here at GCU Arena. It's the GCU Lopes 22, the Arizona Christian Firestorm 15. Keep it here on GCU TV.
How can you describe Whataburger's honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich? The chicken just has a certain, with the sauce. The sauce, it gives you a little bit of... And the cheese, it's the exact right amount of... Whew, it's almost too hard to put into words. Good thing there's... Yeah. Good thing there's the honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger.
Joel Embiid is unhappy.
Like, really unhappy.
Because the internet keeps using not-so-amazing GIFs to react to his amazing highlights. Mountain Dew presents the Joel Embiid Deserves Better Reactions GIF Collection.
Now I'm so happy.
Well, get the best gear to show off your Lope ride. Go to lopeshops.gcu.edu to find everything GCU, from the newest apparel to the coolest accessories. And you can use promo code GCUTV20 today only and get 20% off for being a GCU TV viewer. Just in time for the holidays, log on and get your gear today from the Lope Shop. Well, the Lopes and the Firestorm, like we have seen this trend many times in the first 7 games, are shooting around the same field goal percentage-wise. ACU at 38%, the Lopes at 37%. But the shot attempt discrepancy is staggering. The Lopes have put up 27 shot attempts, and ACU just 13. Lopes begin the second period with the basketball. Here's Tiana Brown from Tierra Brown. Sees daylight, keeps coming. That one won't go. The Lopes have missed a bunch of point-blank layups and have just not been able to find the range, but they still lead by 7. Here's ACU on the attack. Kirsten Shinsky back in the lineup along with Des Gonzalez. Coming to get it, Emily Vasari. Starters back in for Rusty Rogers. Gonzalez trying to get on track. Can't do it, and the leading scorer's three-pointer is in and out. She's 0 for 3 from behind the arc. Here come the Lopes the other way. Lead pass, Caldwell shorts, put it up with the right hand and get it. First field goal of the afternoon for the Long Beach native. Lead pass, Shinsky will track it down, lose it, get it back. Gives it off to the trailer, that is Brooke Polite. Inside, moving to the hoop is Casey Brown, but good defense by Caldwell made her miss the shot. A minute gone by, Lopes with a 9-point lead. Try to get it inside for Tierra Brown, who was leaning in. Somehow was able to take it away from 2 different Firestorm players. Brown, the other Brown, Tiana will back it out. Now drives inside, past her sister, puts it up and in. Tierra Brown actually sent a decoy screen, and Tiana went the other way for her first scoring. Back to a double-digit Lopes edge. Caldwell went for the steal, came up empty. Shinsky looking inside. Polite now on the arc. Gets it in the corner. Vasari has it blocked. Tiara Brown with a beautiful swat, and Piera able to track it down. Lauda straight down the middle. Gives it to the trailer. Tiana Brown for 3! And the sisters Brown continuing to make a difference, and it's a 14-point lead as the Lopes have opened up the second quarter on a 7-0 run. Polite double team, finally has to throw it off the leg of Shorts right in front of Kennedy's head coach Molly Miller. The Lopes defense relentless at the moment. That's one of the reasons why they've already forced a dozen ACU turnovers. Polite will inbound as Gonzalez comes to get it in the corner. Hand interface belongs to Tierra Brown. Gonzalez backs away. She leads this team in scoring and rebounding. Polite trying to dribble drive on Nana Jackson, who's back in there. Off for Vasari. Straight away Gonzalez puts up the 3 and finally able to find the range. That's Gonzalez's first field goal of the day, and it comes 2 minutes in to the second quarter. She normally averages 15 points a game. Shot off the mark. Here comes ACU the other way, trying to cut this deficit to single digits. Polite being bothered by Pieta. Pieta, the 3-year starter at the point out of Barcelona. In for Vasari. Open look, three-pointer, no. And nothing but white jerseys underneath for the defensive board. Tierra Brown brings it up, off for Piera. She'll square and fire for 3, in and out. And Casey Brown with the inside position for Arizona Christian. Shinsky, nice pass on the cut, but Vasari was too far underneath. Has to save it. They swing it around the horn for Polite. Polite covered by Jackson, can't get room. Drives on her, throws it back. Brown on the baseline, angle left, won't go. One-handed rebound by Gonzalez. Inside for Vasari, and Vasari looked like she traveled, no call. They get it out front, and the three-pointer won't go. Shorts tips it into the lane, but it's retrieved by ACU. They'll get a third chance this time down the floor. Vasari backs away, and now a turnover. Turnover number 13 on the Firestorm as Rusty Rogers continuing to try and find the right combination for his Firestorm, and he goes back to his bench. Alyssa Alvarez and Haley Gleason combined for 12 of the 15 points in that first quarter, both coming off the pine. Katie Scott back in there. Hands off for Taylor Caldwell. Caldwell drives the baseline, goes underneath. Give it off for Vadas, who's back in there. Double teamed, off for Balagay. Balagay to Scott, back to Carla. Open look, but the angle right shot from about 12 feet won't go. Rebound belonged to Bailey Slaughter, but it's knocked out of her hands, and the Lopes force yet another turnover. Balagay scooping it up with the left hand and getting it. Carla Balagay with 2 field goals, and it's back to a 13-point edge. Vadas almost forced the steal on the inbounds pass, goes out of bounds. And the Firestorm continuing to look at their coach saying, what do we do about this? Inbound steal. Scott, was she able to save it? No. She actually tried to go up for the shot, realized she was too far underneath the backboard, and then couldn't save it before she stepped on the out-of-bounds line. So Des Gonzalez again with the unenviable task of trying to get it in, finally does. And she'll bring it up. Off for Alvarez. Alvarez, Balagay switches to defend her out on the three-point arc. A long three. That's off the mark, but Slaughter gets the long rebound. She'll drive inside, put that up off the glass. Oh, hung on the rim and rolls off. Goes out of bounds, last touch by the Lopes. So maybe a little bit of desperation by the Firestorm as those 2 shots were hard off the glass. And Alvarez's shot was a good 3 steps behind that three-point arc. Alvarez looking to inbound, has to lob it in the corner for Kirsten Shinsky. Shinsky puts the ball on the floor, still 15 for the Firestorm to get a shot off. Lob inside, but no way for Bailey Slaughter to lean the other way, and Scott comes up with another steal. Katie going coast to coast, gives it in the corner. Rowell for 3! Well, the throw was a little offline. Rowell had to come out of her stance, but it didn't matter as she's able to get into the scoring column. And Caldwell comes over, traps, and holds. So Caldwell forcing the held ball. The possession arrow belongs to the Firestorm, but this relentless defense is just befuddling the Firestorm. They can't seem to get into any offensive flow. Now Vadas goes for the steal and instead got there a step late and put Shinsky into the GCU bench. Kirsten walking it off, and that'll be a foul called on Venla Vadas. That's the first team foul on either team, and we played almost half of the second quarter. So a non-shooting foul. That one poked off the hands of Alvarez, but they say last touch by Caldwell. And the Lopes not showing any ill effects of only playing less than 72 hours ago. In Houston, no less. Here is Alvarez, another long 3. That one high off the back of the iron, and Katie Scott uses all 6'2" to bring down that defensive board. Caldwell, the lob for Balagay. Balagay starts right, spins left, shot with the opposite hand is beautiful, and Carla Balagay looking very effective on the interior. 36-18, that one is off the foot of Alvarez. Scott gets it, and then she's fouled in the backcourt as Bailey Slaughter reaches in. Doesn't get ball, instead gets part of the pride of Carl Junction, Missouri. Time out on the floor, 4:43 left to go first half, and the Lopes are rolling on both sides of the floor. It's GCU 36 and ACU 18. Keep it here for more Lopes women's basketball on GCU TV.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
We made USAA insurance for members like Kate, a former Army medic made of the flexibility to handle whatever Monday has in store and tackle 4 things at once. So when her car got hit, she didn't worry. She simply filed a claim on her USAA app and said,
I've got this.
USAA insurance is made the way Kate needs it. Easy. She can even pick her payment plan, so it's easy on her budget and her life. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for. USAA.
GCU fans, if you haven't already, it's time to download the Lope Nation app. Watch GCU home sporting events just like this one directly from your app, as well as receive personalized news and score updates from your favorite Lopes teams. Follow the Lopes closer than ever before with scores, schedules, stories, and more. And even more perks are coming soon. Search GCU Athletics in your phone's app store, or you can download the GCU Athletics apps now at gculopes.com/app. Well, the Lopes very happy about the fact that they had 14 steals in the win on Friday at Houston. They've already got a dozen steals in the first 15 minutes here, and they have forced a total of 16 ACU turnovers. That's one of the reasons why they've doubled it up on ACU at 36-18. Rowell trying to add to that, but the three-pointer's off the back of the iron, and the rebound scramble trickles off the hands of T. Waters of the Firestorm, and the Lopes will get a fresh shot clock and 4:29 to work with and a 36-18 lead. Caldwell out front for Balaguer. The lob for Scott. She'll head fake to the left and go to the right, and you can guess the result. 14 points for the reigning Missouri Gatorade Player of the Year, Katie Scott. Lead pass tracked down now by Haley Gleason, who has to put the brakes on. Gives it to the trailer Gonzalez, but the three-pointer's short. Long rebound this time goes to GCU's Taylor Caldwell. Lead pass is a beauty to Balaguer, and she'll take care of the rest. Carla Balaguer off the bench, 4 field goals and 8 points, and the Lopes continue to roll. It's 40-18. Now going for the steal out front, Caldwell, and just got there a bit late. That'll be TC's second personal foul of the afternoon. And Molly Miller will immediately get Lauda Pieta up. And Caldwell will take a seat. She'll also get Tierra Brown in, and Katie Scott will take her 2 personal fouls as well to the Lopes bench. And with less than 4 minutes left to go in the half and a 22-point cushion, Molly Miller might just choose to keep her leading scorer on the pine for the remainder of the half. And there's another unforced error as it's thrown away by T. Waters. No one touched it, and the Lopes will have it with 3:54 left. And apparently Molly Miller changed her mind, because here comes Katie Scott right back into the lineup, and Carla Balaguer will take her 8 points to the bench. So it is Lauda Pieta, Katie Scott, Ven Lavanis, Tierra Brown, and Tavia Rowell. 5 on the floor for Molly Miller. Tierra Brown breaking the press. Goes to the right side, wide open, Vadas 3, no, but there's Tierra Brown, the follow, no. Katie Scott takes the rebound away from 2 different Firestorm players. Can't get the follow to go, but she's rewarded with free throws. Foul is called on Casey Brown. That is only the 4th foul called on ACU so far in the ballgame. So Scott going to the line for the first time in the afternoon, and the first free throw rolls around and off. Lopes on the year shooting 67% from the free throw line. They had a couple of games on that road trip where they struggled a bit, but you can imagine with a young team, they are going to have those ups and downs at times, and that's one of the reasons why these non-conference games are there. Scott makes 1 of 2. She'll take a seat. Kennedy Shorts comes in, pressures the inbounds pass, and for the second straight time, the Firestorm not on the same page, and they throw it away without anybody touching it. And Katie Scott's got to be getting tired of going to the bench for about 8 seconds and then going right back in, because here she comes. So the Lopes will have it right underneath the hoop. Fresh 30 on the shot clock, and they continue to apply the pressure on both sides of the floor against ACU. Here's Tierra Brown for Pieta. Took her eyes off the ball and can't save it from going out of bounds, so that will be TO number 6 for the Lopes, as opposed to 18 for Arizona Christian. This time they inbound, and Brown almost fell over onto Alvarez, but no harm, no foul, and the Firestorm come down on the attack. Des Gonzalez looking for room. Rowell not trying to provide any. Gives it off for T. Waters. Waters now for Casey Brown. Almost lost the ball. Give it outside for Haley Gleason. Back to Gonzalez. Backs away for a 3 and gets it. And they're trying to find any way they can to get their leading scorer off on track. Gonzalez, the junior from Kingman, and the former member of the Nevada Wolfpack for a year, now with 2 field goals and 7 points. Lob over the top, Rowell in for Shorts, double teamed. Who's open? Straight away, Tiara Brown. The three-pointer won't go, though. She had a wide open look. Alvarez being bothered as she gets the rebound and tries to bring it out front. Rowell bothering her. Now she sees daylight. Alvarez will go in, force up the shot. It won't go. She goes down, but she does force the contact and will head to the line. Neither team has had free throws to worry about much, as Alvarez will head to the line for only the 5th and 6th free throws of the ball game. But right now, ACU needs all they can get, as they are trailing by 20 and have trailed by as many as 23. So Alvarez, the first one is not good. Alyssa, one of 7 Arizona natives on this squad, and they are from all over the state. Scottsdale, Yuma, Litchfield Park, Peoria, Kingman, Goodyear. Alvarez salvages one of the 2, and Casey Brown will check out. Leah Mutoni will check in for Rusty Rogers. Mutoni played 2 years across town at Phoenix College for head coach Christy Kincaid, one of 2 community college products in the ACCAC on this squad. The other one being Haley Gleason, who grew up in Kirtland, New Mexico, but then spent 2 years for Todd Holthouse, the former GCU alum himself, at Pima Community College in Tucson. Here's Tiana Brown, off for her sister Tiara. Off-balance three-pointer won't go. Tried to beat the clock. One of the few times the Lopes have had to worry this season about a shot clock, and they suffer the 30-second shot clock violation. So ACU forces the turnover. Here's Brooke Polite back in at point guard, and Nana Jackson right back in there to bother her. Pieta able to rip the ball out of the hands of Gonzalez. Gonzalez goes down. GCU comes the other way. Tiara Brown, the sidestep, puts it up. No, but she's hacked on the arm. As the Lopes continue to force the issue with ACU and just unable to get any kind of offensive flow is the Firestorm. Tiara Brown will head to the line. The foul is on Alvarez. Each team now with 3 team fouls, and we're under 2 minutes. First free throw is not good. Lopes so far only 2 of 5 free throw shooting here in the early going. Next free throw good. She salvages one of the 2. Back to a 20-point edge as Gonzalez again trying to get it in. Lobs it for Mutoni. Mutoni sees Gleason leaking out and is able to sidestep Tiana Brown and get the score. Gleason off the bench now in double figures to lead the Firestorm with 10 points. Final 90 seconds of half number 1. It's been a good one for the home team. Jackson playing catch with Pieta out front. Waits for a Tiara Brown screen. Goes to the free throw line. That one in and out from 15. Tough break for the Spaniard. Firestorm come the other way as Alvarez trying to wait for the traffic to go by. And that is a tough sell when you're talking about GCU and the fact that they have their hands in just about every passing lane. Alvarez wanted that long 3, had a hand in her face, instead gets it for Gleason. Her three-pointer won't go, and on the back tap, a loose ball foul will be called on GCU's Kennedy Shorts. That's team foul number 4, so it will be a non-shooting foul. And Kennedy will check out. That's her second foul. So Balagay in presumably for the final 60 seconds. And Emily Vasari checks in for Rusty Rogers. Polite pass out front for Leah Mutoni. Mutoni gives it for Alvarez, backs away, fires a 3, but in backing away, she took one too many steps, and that will be another ACU turnover. So the Lopes would love to finish this on a little bit of a flurry, even though their lead hasn't suffered. They have not hit a field goal in over 3 minutes. Lauda Pieta will inch it out of backcourt in the final minute of play in a 42-24 GCU lead. Tiana Brown wanted to get it to Balagay. It's poked away. She gets it back. Here's Katie Scott. Start to muscle her way in. Scoop shot, no. Mutoni right in her face, but it's Mutoni with the push. And that will send Katie Scott to the line. That's the 6'1" Mutoni. And the Alhambra High School alum muscling against the pride of Carl Junction, Missouri, Katie Scott at 6'2". So Scott, who's almost at her season average, and we're not even to halftime yet, makes the first free throw. That's now 16 points for the freshman. And with the second free throw and 43 seconds left to go, she is now at her season average of 17 points, and she will check out for shorts. So Kennedy, as she's been doing all half, jumping up and down at the inbounds pass. Des Gonzalez able to get it to Brooke Polite. Almost has it stolen from behind. Brooke now trapped and almost throws it away. Gonzalez retrieves, gives it in the corner. Shinsky will fire a three over the outstretched arms of Pieta and get it. First scoring for the shooting guard, Kirsten Shinsky. Now the Lopes can go for the final shot of the half if they want to. There's still 21 seconds to go on the game clock, and the shot clock is off. Jackson off for Pieta. Still 11 seconds on that clock as Pieta tries to spread it for one last move. Sex now 5. Lob in for Shorts, brings it down, steps around, puts it up. Oh, wouldn't go. Mutoni with the rebound, and that is the way the first 20 minutes of play end. And the Lopes continuing to be consistent. 22 points in the first, 22 points in the second, and turnovers forced aplenty. They will take a 17-point edge going into the halftime locker room. We certainly hope you will stick around for our halftime show. We've got a very special message. We've got a get to know with none other than the leading scorer on the day, Katie Scott. But first up, we've got a very special holiday message from the man who provides the inspiration on the GCU campus all year long. A special message from GCU's pastor and the Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Tim Griffin, coming up on the other side of this break as we have reached the halftime intermission here in the heart of Phoenix at GCU.
When you have the urge to play outside, Tire Pros wants to get you there, offering convenience, selection, and our national roadside assistant. Message us or schedule an appointment online at Community Tire Pros today. Tire Pros, we're here for you.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
From reimagining the way you work to reassessing what you need, you've changed the way you do business. And now, so have we. With no annual contracts and flexible internet and voice solutions, you'll have what you need to get back to business. Rethink, reconnect, reimagine. Switch to Cox Business today.
While you explore our country, let Community Tire Pros be part of your journey. We're here to give everyone something to look forward to. Message us or schedule an appointment online at Community Tire Pros today. Tire Pros, we're here for you.
Hope you're enjoying the holidays as the holiday break is upon us here at GCU Arena for everybody except the men's and women's basketball teams. The men, by the way, will be in action in Las Vegas to finish off the Far West Holiday Classic tomorrow night. That'll be on the Pac-12 Network. That will also be on 1580 AM The Fanatic. On the radio with Michael Potter and Paul Coro with a tip-off of 9 p.m. tomorrow. They'll take on the Golden Bears of Cal. But right here, it's time to take a break. You know, it has been a grueling 2020, as you well know, and the fall semester has now officially come and gone for some people, to the relief of some people here at GCU. But we've gotten through it. We have banded together, and nobody has been more omnipresent about getting people banded together than the man we are about to introduce. A very special holiday message from our Vice President of Student Affairs and the pastor here at Grand Canyon University, Dr. Tim Griffin.
Well, life is full of challenges and difficulties, and learning how to persist through those, how to develop a level of tenacity that gets you through difficult times is a life skill. And none of us have been through a year like 2020. We all went through it together. And one of the things we start discovering are the skills that we have or where we lack. And this year was one of those years where we were tested in many different ways about how we were going to develop a level of resilience to get us through those rough chapters. It may have been related to school. It may have been related to family dynamics. It could have been friendships that were fractured. It could have just been emotional challenges that we went through to try to figure out how do I deal with the way I'm feeling right now, which I've never felt like this. Those who are, you know, the eternal optimists, I'm sure at times found themselves looking in the mirror going, I really feel terrible and I don't know why. I never feel this way. And I think as a result of challenges like that, we find ourselves figuring out a way to dig deeper into the resources of our mind and our heart and our soul, and hopefully those of us that walk by faith in Jesus understand that He is an incredible resource to get us through very difficult times. This has been one of those great years where I think God has provided for us or allowed us to be tested in very unique ways to really see what we're made of and to strengthen us in certain ways that we've never been strengthened before. So I hope that as we go home for the holidays, that we can look back and go, as difficult as this year has been, man, I learned some incredible things about myself that I drew from my walk with God or my friendships or just the experiences in themselves, the things that I had to figure out how to do in order to get to the next day, the next week. So this can be a year if we take a certain mental mindset and look back at it and go, man, I grew. I was strengthened. I learned some things that I never knew I'd learn in a context I never knew I'd experience. And so my hope would be that people would take inventory. You know, what really is it that I hang my hat on in my life? What do I look to when I'm really struggling? You know, there's all kinds of things that we can do that are not good for our mind and our body and our soul. And one of the things that has happened this last year, I'm sure, is that people are looking and going, man, I need to step up in some areas of my life. And I need to change some of the things that I lean into that maybe aren't that helpful to me. For me, it has been a real test of my own faith and confidence in the Lord. I mean, going through a year like this, you kind of go, man, where is my hope? Where is my strength coming from? What is it that I'm looking to kind of get me to the next day and the week, and what do I kind of live in from moment to moment? And when things get very serious and very difficult and worrisome, we kind of go, you know, who am I? And what am I about? And what am I looking to? So I think Christmas can be a good time because it is, you know, an occasion for us to focus on Jesus and his birth and the fact that God sent his son to become the Savior of the world. It's a time of year when we can look at that really important feature of the Christmas holiday. But at the same time, it may be, well, you know, that's just a holiday, it's just a celebration, but what does that really mean to me? What does my faith really mean to me? And if you haven't discovered that this last year, this might be a great time to say, maybe I need to put some things in a different priority in my life because I didn't really do that well last year. Maybe others didn't know that, but I know internally, I lost hope, I lost confidence, I wasn't as encouraged as I really thought I would be when, you know, a difficult time might come. And maybe this Christmas can be, God help me to kind of reset. I mean, it's going to be a reset year anyway. 2021 should be a reset year where we look back and go, we don't want to go through that again. I don't want to respond to things like that again, but I do want to look forward. And so how do I reset? And even if a difficult year is ahead of me, how do I reset right now to be prepared for different challenges that may come my way? So I think this Christmas holiday could be a real pivotal moment for people to say, all right, it's time for me to kind of recalibrate how I'm going to go into the coming year.
It's the 20th anniversary of Operation Santa Claus. We've been feeding families and making kids happy for 20 years. 2020 has been tough for everyone. More kids, more families need your help this year. In celebration of 20 years, please donate $20 or bring donations to Sanderson Ford, Sanderson Lincoln, or the UPS store nearest you, and you might just win a new F-150 truck or a Lincoln Corsair. Donations benefit local charities only. For more info, go to givetotheclause.com.
Grand Canyon University, a Christian university, is one of the largest and fastest growing universities in the country. GCU offers 270 dynamic academic programs with modern apartment-style living, classrooms, labs, restaurants, and more. Located in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, GCU's vibrant community and expansive campus is ranked top 20 for best college campuses in America. My university integrates the free market system with a welcoming Christian worldview perspective into its academic programs and throughout campus life, so you can put your faith into action and help transform communities. GCU campus students received over $157 million in scholarships in 2020, and many students attend GCU for less than the cost of a state university. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer to see the scholarships you qualify for. Admissible high school seniors can schedule a free visit from anywhere in the country. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer.
Joel Embiid is unhappy.
Like, really unhappy.
Because the internet keeps using not-so-amazing GIFs to react to his amazing highlights. Mountain Dew presents the Joel Embiid Deserves Better Reactions GIF Collection.
Now I'm so happy.
My favorite rap artist is Drake, but my favorite Christian band is Mercy Me. I like volleyball a lot. It's probably my favorite other sport. My favorite TV show would be The Office or Criminal Minds. Okay, my most used emoji is probably the laughing face, and I really like the one where he looks kind of sad, but it's a cute one. Food I could eat every day is Chinese food. My favorite shot in horse would probably be an eyes closed shot or a one-handed shot. My favorite player right now would probably be Elena Delle Donne, but I also really like Sabrina Ionescu from Oregon. I would say a three-pointer, but an ankle breaker by a post is just really extra embarrassing, so if I could do that, that'd probably be the best.
Well, one of her favorite bands is Mercy Me. Right now, Katie Scott has ACU saying Mercy Me because she's already at halftime got a stat line that everybody would envy for the game. Katie, the reigning Carl Junction High School valedictorian back in Missouri, is on all cylinders. 17 points on 7 of 11 from the field, 7 rebounds, 4 steals, and 3 assists in just 11 minutes of play. And that's why GCU has a 44-27 lead over ACU here at halftime. Time to take a look at the upcoming schedule, and it's brought to you by Commonwealth Insurance, the way insurance should be. This is the last one before Christmas, but for Bryce Drew's men's basketball team, who fell in a heartbreaker to San Francisco yesterday in Las Vegas, 68-65. They will finish out the Far West Classic tomorrow night against Cal in Las Vegas, and then they'll have Christmas off and come back on the 29th right here at GCU Arena. They'll take on Denver. That'll be a 7 p.m. start. You can catch that on Fox 10 Extra with Barry, Scott, and Kate, and also on 1580 The Fanatic with Michael and Paul. And then for your Lopes women's team, they are off until the 3rd, and their final tune-up before conference play begins is at 2 p.m. on Sunday afternoon, January 3rd, right back here at GCU Arena. They'll take on Park University out of Gilbert, and then conference play starts. One of the newest WAC teams, Tarleton State, into town on January 8th and 9th, 6 p.m. with the tip-off on that Friday night, and you'll have it right here on GCU TV. And on the other side of this break, we will have half number 2, 44-27 Lopes on top of Arizona Christian, right here on GCU TV.
As a kid, I always dreamed of being a Division I athlete. GCU supported that dream, and they also allowed me to get an education. So when I came to GCU, I was able to transfer enough credits in to fast track my education. So I graduated in 3 years with a master's, and I did it debt-free because I had athletic and academic scholarships. I'm Mackenzie, and I earned my MBA from Grand Canyon University.
There's thunder in all of us. Come find your purpose at Grand Canyon University.
When you have the urge to play outside, Tire Pros wants to get you there, offering convenience, selection, and our national roadside assistant. Message us or schedule an appointment online at Community Tire Pros today. Tire Pros, we're here for you.
How can you describe Whataburger's honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich? The chicken just has a certain, you know, with the sauce. The sauce, it gives you a little bit of... And the cheese, it's the exact right amount of... Whew, it's almost too hard to put into words. Good thing there's... Yeah. Good thing there's the honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger.
Now for a look at the Copper State halftime stats, and they're brought to you by Copper State Credit Union, the way insurance should be, and very one-sided so far. 44-27, the Lopes have led by as many as 23 points. And even though the field goal percentages are similar, the big stat there, GCU has got 17 more shot attempts up than the Firestorm, and that's by courtesy of forcing 20, count them, 20 first half ACU turnovers. And the Lopes begin the second half with the basketball. Kennedy Shorts to Nana Jackson to Lotta Pieta. Great ball movement, and they find Shorts underneath, but she can't get the layup to go. GCU had everything right in that possession, just could not get the follow. And Shorts with only 1 field goal so far. So ACU trying to chip away at this, and as Pieta takes her place against Casey Brown, tried to go over the top and knock that ball away, but got part of the arm. And that will cost Pieta her first personal foul. As we mentioned, she fouled out in the win over Houston Baptist on Friday afternoon, and I'm sure that's something that Molly Miller wants her to work on. She's had 4 fouls or more in 5 of the 7 previous games. Shot off the mark from the free throw line by Bailey Slaughter, who gets the start for Rusty Rogers in half number 2. Here come the Lopes trying to get on the board here in the second half. Caldwell drive inside. Open look for Shorts from 15, no. Kennedy maybe pressing a little bit on her shot. Des Gonzalez with the half-court pass up for Kirsten Shinsky. Shinsky trying to drive, but she's not going to get the first step on Jackson. Instead is able to get it to the cutting Bailey Slaughter, and Slaughter will lay it up and in. Nice play by Shinsky, who could not get the first step on Jackson, but then when she spun around, Slaughter picked the perfect time to try and cut inside. Jackson alone doesn't want the shot. Give it to Katie Scott. Back to Jackson. They swing it around the horn again. Very crisp ball movement for Molly Miller's troop to start out this second half. Pieta out front. 9 on the Lopes shot clock. Stop at the free throw line. Give it to Scott. She will square and fire for 3! Katie Scott, 20 points, and we've played a minute and a half in quarter number 3. Back to an 18-point lead. Brooke Polite trying to answer and does from three-point range. That is the first scoring of the afternoon for the ACU point guard. 47-32. Firestorm have not been within single digits in quite a while. Pieta to Shorts to Scott. Put it up, no. Battling with her was Slaughter, and Bailey got part of the arm. That will cost her her second personal foul. Well, the Firestorm were 10-19 last year in Rusty Rogers' first year at the helm and his 35th year of coaching, I might add. But they have certainly gotten out of the gates very quickly to start off 2020-21 as Katie Scott continues to add to her game-leading point total with the first free throw. Firestorm's only loss has been to Benedictine, and they avenged that 2 days ago at home, 79-71. Both free throws good by Scott. Shorts on the trap, got part of the ball, also got part of the arm. Personal foul number 3 on Shorts. Molly Miller taking a look at her coaching staff, including Emily Ragsdale, to see whether or not they want to keep her in, and for the moment they are. 2 minutes gone by third quarter. Brooke Polite being bothered by Caldwell, and Taylor makes the steal, goes to the hoop and scores. Quick hands by TC, first scoring of the afternoon. For the pride of Bakersfield, California, Taylor Caldwell. Pass, Pieta, gauging perfectly, intercepts. Comes the other way, gives it to Caldwell. Open look for 3! That'll bring the fans 250 strong here in GCU Arena on their feet as Pieta goes for the steal again. This time can't avoid going out of bounds. 22 turnovers. Remember, the Lopes record, which was set twice during the 4-game homestand, was 28 turnovers forced, and they are well on the way to topping that and maybe obliterating it this afternoon. Jackson drive inside. Here's Scott out front. Drive on Brown, doesn't get a shot. They swing it back around to the left side for Taylor Caldwell. Now for Short. Short start to drive the baseline. Cut off there and pushed. Des Gonzalez, the guilty party. So even though foul's not a factor on either side of the ledger in that first 20 minutes, each has picked up 2 team fouls here in the first 2 minutes plus. Molly Miller directing traffic, the former Drury University star head coach and 2-time reigning NCAA D2 Coach of the Year. Caldwell will back it out, wait for a Scott screen, stop at the free throw line, give it to Pieta. All by her lonesome, 3-pointers and air ball. Shorts had it come down to her lap and was thinking about an easy lay-in, but took her eyes off the ball and it'll trickle out of bounds. Lopes, even though they've had a 20-point lead to enjoy most of this ball game, they don't want to get sloppy, and Shorts kicks that ball out. So ACU will get it back. And Shorts will check out of the lineup with those 3 personal fouls, and I checked that. She started to head to the bench, and Molly said, no, you stay in. Katie Scott will check out. And Tiara Brown covering the inbounds pass. They get it to Brooke Polite, who now has to avoid going back and over, and instead she's tied up. And that bails out ACU because the possession arrow belongs to them. So Scott right back in, and now Kennedy Shorts will indeed take a seat on that revamped GCU bench for the COVID protocols. So Des Gonzalez, who has been taken out of the offensive flow for most of the game, the leading scorer on the season at 15 points a game for ACU, inbounding. And that has been a struggle for her today as well with that pesky GCU trap. Gets it inbound this time for T. Waters. Over to Polite. Here's Gonzalez. And her three-pointer is blocked beautifully. Second block shot for Tierra Brown. Baseball pass. Jackson trying to find Brown. And just a little bit too much for Brown to climb the ladder to get. So the Lopes in this second half are the ones committing the turnovers. That's their third here in the first 3.5 minutes. Gonzalez looking, waiting. Gets it to Slaughter, who's double teamed. Puts the ball on the floor. Wanted to go around a screen, but Jackson fought through it. They get it to Vasari, and they just get it across the line. Then the pass inside intended for Slaughter, and it's Tierra Brown, again with a hand in the passing lane, to knock it out of bounds. A broken record that Molly Miller loves to hear. 18 on the ACU shot clock for Brooke Polite. Polite looking, waiting. Now that inbound steal by Pieta. And Pieta will be fouled as she comes out of the backcourt, which was probably a smart foul by Bailey Slaughter, because the Lopes definitely had numbers on the other end. That is personal foul number 3 on the Marana High School alum from Southern Arizona, Bailey Slaughter. So the Lopes have it on the non-shooting foul. Pieta and Caldwell in the backcourt playing catch. Now here's Jackson on the baseline. Trying to look in for Scott. They get it to her. Low block. Can't get the first shot. Follows. Can't get the second shot. Follows. Wait a minute. Third shot falls, but they say that the foul happened before that shot. And Bailey Slaughter has picked up 3 personals here in the first 4 minutes of play. And that's her 4th overall. So that will send Katie Scott to the line, and that'll send Bailey Slaughter to the bench. And she's going to be there a while with 4 personals and 6:05 left to go on the clock in the third quarter. Scott back to the line. And the first free throw is good. She missed her first free throw of the afternoon. Since then, she's 6 for 6. And this place went deathly silent before she makes her 7th in a row. And she will check out and takes her 24 points to the bench. And those 24 points right now are the difference. 56-32, and that is the Lopes' largest cushion of the day. Now the three-person refereeing crew trying to make sure that the press table is on the same page, and Tiara Brown on the same page with that pass makes the inbound steal. Lopes have it in the front court. Jackson, draw the defense. Give it to Caldwell. Thought about the 3, thinks better of it. Give it to Balagay. Balagay will scoop her way to the hoop. Has it knocked out of her hands by Mutoni. But she got the first step on Leah and draws personal foul number 2 on Mutoni. And with 5:51 left in the third quarter, the Lopes are going to the free throw line the rest of the way. That's already 5 team fouls. So Balagay's first one is perfect. Carla's first free throw on the day. She's 4 for 5 from the field, and all of them have been at point-blank range. So Balagay now joins Scott as the only 2 Lopes players in double figures with 10. And it's a 58-32 lead. Brown, can she complete the steal? She gets into the front court and is able to corral it. Inside, beautiful pass. Caldwell finishes. Brown the assist. Taylor Caldwell already her 3rd field goal of the second half after being held scoreless in the first 20 minutes. Mutoni's shot knocked away, but the foul is called on Taylor Caldwell. That is her 3rd. So Mutoni, the 6'1 senior, who, as I said earlier, graduated from Alhambra High School, then spent time as a Phoenix College Bear for 2 years, will head to the charity stripe, and the first free throw is good. Firestorm just looking for any possible antidote to answer this relentless pressure defense by the Lopes, and they have not been able to find one yet. Brooke Polite will check out after Mutoni converts both free throws, and Shinsky returns. Firestone in their road black uniforms trimmed in white and red. Lopes in their home white uniforms trimmed in purple and black. Tiana Brown with the ball on the right arc. They swing it around the horn in the left corner for Pieta. Drive the baseline. Tried to lob it in for Balagay, but too many Firestorm players in the way, and Mutoni makes the steal. And now Pieta, maybe in frustration, bumps into the shoulder of T. Waters, and that will cost Lauda her second personal foul. And so both teams now out of fouls. GCU already in the bonus, and the Lopes themselves 4 team fouls at the 5:06 mark. Gonzalez got to hurry, and that one knocked away. There's a Jackson steal, and Nana going the other way, slashing Jackson to the hole. So Jackson now with 4 points, back to a 28-point cushion, and that was a travel. And it was Jackson and Tierra Brown combining to go 75 feet to create that turnover. And both teams head to their respective benches as we have a timeout here at GCU Arena with 4:53 left to go in the third quarter. And the Lopes in cruise control. It's GCU 62, Arizona Christian 34 on GCU TV.
We made USAA insurance for members like Kate, a former Army medic made of the flexibility to handle whatever Monday has in store and tackle 4 things at once. So when her car got hit, she didn't worry. She simply filed a claim on her USAA app and said,
"I've got this."
USAA insurance is made the way Kate needs it. Easy. She can even pick her payment plan, so it's easy on her budget and her life. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
As a kid, I always dreamed of being a Division I athlete. GCU supported that dream, and they also allowed me to get an education. So when I came to GCU, I was able to transfer enough credits in to fast track my education. So I graduated in 3 years with a master's, and I did it debt-free because I had athletic and academic scholarships. I'm Mackenzie, and I earned my MBA from Grand Canyon University.
There's a thunder in all of us. Come find your purpose at Grand Canyon University.
Are you looking for the right place to help advance your education? Well, GCU has all the right tools and programs to help you find your purpose. For more information on what Grand Canyon University has to offer or to enroll, visit gcu.edu. And of course, now with the holiday break, it's a perfect time to investigate that, as the new semester will begin virtually on January the 4th, and then in-class instruction begins on January 11th. Lopes with the ball, breaking the ACU press. Tavia Rao making her first appearance of the second half. Lobs for Scott, and then Scott tried to throw it to the side, and it's intercepted by ACU's Kirsten Shinsky. Shinsky now lead pass for Gonzalez. She'll stop and pop for 3, and she will get it. So Des Gonzalez continuing to fire. She's now in double figures with 10 points, courtesy of 3 for 8 from three-point range. She has not put a 2-point attempt up this afternoon. Here's Vadas trying to match it for 3. First scoring of the afternoon for the native of Vanta, Finland, Venla Varas. Back to a 28-point edge. It equals the Lopes' biggest. Des Gonzalez, covered by Kennedy Shorts, throws it cross court for Emily Vasari, who has been very quiet, has not gotten into the scoring column today. Mutoni, bump, no harm, no foul. Give it to Shinsky, 3-pointer off the mark. Vadas rips down the defensive rebound. Why is that significant? Vasari is one of 3 ACU players that average in double figures so far. She averages a dozen a game, but has not been able to find any kind of range and has only put up 2 shot attempts this afternoon. Credit the GCU defense for that. So the Firestorm, after the Lopes hit it off the back of their heel, will get the ball in the front court at the 3:44 mark. ACU's only lead all the way back at 3-2. And the Lopes ran off the next dozen points in a row and have not looked back. Gonzalez backs away, fires another 3. That one won't go. And Scott with a rebound. Length of the court pass for Rowell. She's there. She'll give it to the trailer Shorts, and Kennedy will lay it in. Nice patience by Rowell to get the assist. Second field goal of the day for Kennedy Shorts. Alyssa Alvarez, who gave him a spark off the bench in that second quarter, now firing another long three and getting it. And Alvarez has now put up 4 3-point attempts, and none of them, her feet were never close to the arc when she put them up. 67-40, Lopes on top. Scott for Pieta. Pieta waits for a screen. Dribbles around, gives it to Shorts on the pick and roll, and as she started to go up for the scoop shot, it's stripped out of her hands, out of bounds, off the hands of Emily Vasari. 2:44 left to go before the Lopes can head to the fourth quarter with a massive cushion. But now they have to protect it. Shorts inside for Scott, and that one, fortunately for the Lopes, trickles off the hands of Alvarez, as that pass had a little bit too much for Scott to handle. So the shot clock now at 5 for the Lopes, and Pieta will have the unenviable task of inbounding it in the corner instead of underneath. She looks, she waits, has to hurry. Did she get it in? Just barely. Here's Scott. Scott will drive. Pop from 15. Nothing but net for Katie Scott. Katie Scott with 26 points. And she continues to pile it on. And she's one rebound away from her second career double-double. Cross-court pass for Shinsky. Back away. Fire a three. No. Rebound down to Emily Vasari. Reset the shot clock. Gonzalez doesn't care. She'll fire a three and get it. And now the Firestorm just content to start firing away from behind the arc. Here's Rowell. Rowell thought about trying to match it. Instead gives it to Shorts, who drives in, scoops it up with the right hand, won't go. Scott fighting for the rebound with Gonzalez. And it goes out of bounds. It'll be GCU basketball. And Molly Miller going to platoon for the second time this afternoon. Nana Jackson, Carla Balagay, Taylor Caldwell, Tiara Brown, and Tiana Brown into Molly Miller's lineup with $1:54 left. Casey Brown will check back in for Rusty Rogers' Firestorm lineup, and Leah Mutoni will head to the bench. Here's Tiara Brown. Off for her sister, open look, Tiana for three! Well, Tiara Brown has not been that offensively minded today, but she has certainly done so many other things as Brown is able to get, Casey Brown that is able to get an easy layup on the other end. But the Lopes coming right back at him as Jackson gives it in the corner. Tiara Brown faked the three, drive in, put it up with the right hand, rolls off. Casey Brown takes it away from two different Lopes players. Nearing the 1 minute mark of this third quarter, and the Lopes have done more than just maintain that 17-point halftime lead. On the drive, Alvarez hacked and fouled. Carla Balagay the guilty party. And that will finally put GCU over the team foul limit. They were stuck on 14 fouls for a good 5 minutes. So Alvarez, who is 1 for 2 from the free throw line so far on the afternoon, will head back there. And that 1 for 2 is right at her season average. She makes the first. Again, the Lopes off for Christmas and New Year's, and they'll be back here on Sunday afternoon, January 3rd, as the team from Gilbert Park University heading down the Superstition and Interstate 10 to battle the Lopes in a 2 p.m. tilt. Will be on the air at 1:55 right here on GCU TV. That's Sunday, January 3rd. Jackson for three. Open look, and again, great ball movement by the Lopes, yielding that three-point bucket. Here is Shinsky breaking the press, gives it off for Brown. Brown, open passage, and she'll fake, shoot, and score as Nana Jackson was running at her. Casey Brown with 6 points, but still an awful lot of work to do. Final minute of this third quarter, Lopes by 27. Brown, double team, dribbles away from it, goes to the free throw line and sees daylight again, but as she drives inside, she's bumped, shot didn't go. Foul is on Katie Fairbanks, who is making her first appearance in the ACU lineup. Fairbanks, the only native of Texas on this ACU squad, hails from Lubbock, 5'10" sophomore. Tiara Brown now 2 for 3 from the free throw line as she makes the front half of the 2-shot foul. And that one's in and out, but there's Balagay, right place, right time, as she snuck around the defenders and gets the follow-up. Nice game by Carla. She's got 12 points. And in the backcourt, Caldwell and Tiara Brown trying to combine for the steal, but instead contact made. Tiara Brown will be whistled for her first personal foul. And with 20 seconds exactly, it'll be Alvarez back to the Firestorm charity stripe. First time these two teams have met in 3 seasons. This is their 3rd official regular season game. Although the Firestorm are treating it as an exhibition, they've got too many other games that fill out their schedule, but the Lopes are certainly counting it. And the Lopes appear to be on the way to keeping their all-time record intact. They would go to officially 3-0 against the Firestorm with a victory today. Shot clock is off, ACU in their trap. Caldwell gets it to Scott. Katie drives, stop. Little short 6-footer won't go. I think Mutoni might have gotten a piece of it. And the rebound goes out of bounds. Last touched by GCU. So ACU can try to get the final shot if they can go the length of the floor in 8 seconds. Fairbanks looking to inbound. Katie Scott will get a breather as Shorts comes back in defensively. Fairbanks looks, waits, gets it in for Casey Brown. Brown looking to outlet it, does so for Alvarez. Alvarez off balance 3-pointer, in and out. Jackson with a rebound, and that's the way we close out quarter number 3. All GCU for the first 30 minutes. And we'll be back with quarter number 4 on the other side of this break as we have reached the end of 3 quarters at GCU Arena. It's your GCU Lopes 78 and the Arizona Christian University Firestorm 50 right here on GCU TV.
It's the 20th anniversary of Operation Santa Claus. We've been feeding families and making kids happy for 20 years. 2020 has been tough for everyone this year. In celebration of 20 years, please donate $20 or bring donations to Sanderson Ford, Sanderson Lincoln, or the UPS store nearest you, and you might just win a new F-150 truck or a Lincoln Corsair. Donations benefit local charities only. For more info, go to givetotheclaus.com.
Joel Embiid is unhappy.
Like, really unhappy.
Because the internet keeps using not-so-amazing GIFs to react to his amazing highlights. Mountain Dew presents the Joel Embiid Deserves Better Reactions GIF Collection.
Now I'm so happy.
Thunder in the holiday spirit, as is everybody here at GCU Arena, and they are loving what they're seeing. Even with the limited capacity due to the COVID protocols, they have seen GCU from the get-go only allow one-point lead, use a 12-0 run in the first quarter to obliterate that, and they have not looked back. They've led by as many as 30, and they'll take a 28-point cushion into this 4th and final quarter. Tiana Brown, Taylor Caldwell, Nana Jackson, Tiara Brown, Kennedy Shorts. That's the 5 on the floor from Molly Miller's squad. Caldwell with the ball out front. Tiara Brown sees daylight, drive in, crash into Casey Brown, blocking foul. Shot did not go. But Tiara Brown has continued to work extremely hard, even though she has not been able to find the range from the perimeter. Tiara's first free throw, rims around, won't go. Tiara only 1 for 6 from the field. And now 2 for 5 from the charity stripe. Make it 3 for 6 as she converts that one. And lead official Melissa Barlow, not sure if she's calling a lane violation. Apparently it will stand, so they have not put the points up. And now coming out of the back court, Tiana Brown whistled for the personal foul. So a non-shooting foul. Alyssa Alvarez with the ball out front. Alvarez now drives around Caldwell. She's held, put it up, and almost got it to fall. Let's see if they give her the continuation on the blocking foul. Foul is on Nydasia Jackson. And she will check out for Laura Pieta. And they will give Alvarez continuation. Alyssa's had a nice game off the bench, the Horizon High School alum. Adding to that total with the first free throw. She's now 4 for 6 from the stripe and 11 points. She's one of 3 Firestorm players in double figures so far in the afternoon, the other 2 being Haley Gleason and Des Gonzalez. 78-52. ACU continuing to trap. Lopes able to break it again. Tiana Brown gives it to Shorts. Off for Pieta. Pieta drive around the defender. Off look pass for Brown. Now to the other Brown. Tiana from Tieta. Back to Tiana. And they find the open person. Pieta in the corner for 3. No. Lauda knew that it wasn't going to hit, so she timed it well and got the offensive rebound in the corner. Fresh shot clock for GCU. Caldwell drive inside, has it poked away from behind. Tiara Brown somehow able to get it back, puts it up. Oh, the shot wouldn't go. Rebound kept alive by Shorts, goes back to Brown, and Tieta's going back to the free throw line. Lopes have out-rebounded ACU 37-28. And the first free throw by Brown is not good. That foul was on Haley Gleason. So Brown trying to salvage one of the 2, and she does. Gets the soft roll. And I'm sure that Molly Miller just trying to keep the focus, and there is the 3rd time today that ACU has tried to inbound the ball and led the receiver too much, but they say that it was touched this time. So Fairbanks will get another try right in front of the GCU bench. Does so to Casey Brown. Brown seeing the double team coming from behind, able to dribble away from it. Give it to Alvarez. She'll fire a long 3, no. Goes right back to her. She'll go in, force up the shot, and get it. Alyssa Alvarez with a big second half. She now has 13 points, and she and Gonzalez leading the way in scoring. Caldwell alone, 3-pointer no, and Casey Brown with the box out for ACU. Lead pass, Kaczynski corral it? Yes, right in front of her coach. She'll fire a 3, that's in and out and stays out. And the Firestorm just firing away at will now. We played nearly 2 minutes of this 4th quarter. Taylor Caldwell to Tiana Brown. She'll try to match it. That one won't go. So it's a 3-point barrage for both teams. Lead pass Alvarez. Pieta trying to defend. Defends well, and that one rims around, won't go. Great defense by the 3-year starting point guard for GCU. So Brown will bring it for Laura Pieta. Pieta wants to slow it up a little bit. Molly Miller calling out a set play as the play happens right in front of her and the GCU bench. 10 on the shot clock for Caldwell. Throws it cross court for Tiana Brown. Now for Tierra in the baseline. Will she shoot it? Yes. 3-pointer hits the side of the backboard. Goes out of bounds. Not good. And it will go the other way as the Lopes, sensing that they have a insurmountable lead, maybe taking the foot off the gas a little bit. So Molly Miller is going to take a seat after kneeling for most of the game. Lopes continuing to press. What else would you expect? They have tied their NCAA D1 era record for a Lopes squad with 28 forced turnovers. The next one will break that. Driving in is Gleason as she got the first step, puts it up and puts it in as she saw that she was covered by Balagay in a switch. And the foul will be called on Carla Balagay. That's her second. And team foul number 3 here in the first 3 minutes of quarter number 4. So Gleason trying to convert the three-point play, which she does. And now Tiana Brown will check out. Katie Scott back in. Speaking of new records, Katie Scott with 26 points at the moment. Her career high is 29. And they will try to help her work on that right now. The lob inside, somehow able to go up and under and get the shot to go. 28 for the 6'2" freshman out of Missouri. 81-57, Lopes on top. Polite fighting, losing. And Pieta with the strip, Pieta with the follow. Lauda Pieta starts it at midcourt, finishes it at the GCU hole. 83-57, and now Caldwell going for another steal, and she is talking to herself after being whistled for personal foul number 4. So Ven Levatas will check in, and Caldwell will head to the bench. But the coaching staff applauding her defensive effort. Molly Miller, Emily Ragsdale, Buck Shield, Coralla Middlebrook. Lopes are out of fouls. This is the final non-shooting foul. Gonzalez, high arching 3, no. And the rebound off the hands of Olivia Childress, who just checked in. And that will go out of bounds. GCU basketball. So the Lopes with a lineup of Ven Levatas, Carla Balagay, Lauda Pieta, Tavia Rowell, and Katie Scott. Rowell open 3. Tavia Rowell with her second tray. Back to a 29-point edge as the Lopes continue to just be content with trading hoops. Balagay with the reach in, and that will put the Lopes over the team foul limit. Well, again, Bryce Drew's GCU men's team falling to 4-2 on the campaign with a 68-65 loss last night in the Silver State at the Far West Classic in Las Vegas. And just one of those games where they had plenty of opportunities to take control and just could not get on track. But they will have another chance. That's coming up tomorrow night, a 9 p.m. start at the Far West Classic to wind it up against the Buffaloes of Colorado. You can catch that on 1580 The Fanatic with Michael Potter and Lopes insider Paul Coro. Katie Scott misses the first, puts up the second, and there it is. 30 points for Katie Scott, a new career high. 29-point edge, and there's a steal by Katie Scott. That is her third. Shot missed by Balagay, and as Vadas gets to the loose ball on the rebound, she's pushed and fouled. Foul is on Polite. That is her first, team foul number 3. Scott will check out of the lineup with her second career double-double. 30 points, 11 boards, 4 assists. And a 5-second call as the Lopes unable to get it in. Lauda Pieta, one of the few times that the Lopes were just not able to find the opening. So now ACU will try to get it in. That has not been an easy task for 34 minutes and counting today. Here's Alvarez, the little teardrop, and gets it to fall and wave it off. Tiara Brown, perfect placement, takes the charge. That'll be an offensive foul on Alvarez, her second. So both teams out of fouls. 30 points for Katie Scott, 30 turnovers forced by the Lopes. Both of them new career marks. Now Melissa Barlow coming over to the Lopes bench and apparently saying, I didn't allow Katie Scott to check out. So Scott will come back in for shorts. 3-person officiating crew, Melissa Barlow, Alicia Murphy, and Steve Beckup. As we near the midpoint of this kind of scratch and claw fourth quarter. Tiara Brown drives, she'll put it up, wave it off. They say she used the opposite hand to get room, and that'll be an offensive foul on Tiara. Both teams out of fouls, but obviously on the player control foul, no free throws involved, as Des Gonzalez can't get it in, and the Lopes force turnover number 31. 5-second violation, and Katie Scott will now inbound it just to the left of her own bucket with 5:06 left. Here is Pieta over the top for Scott, fake shoot, score. They have had no answer for the pride of Carl Junction today. 32 points to go along with 11 boards. Scott, the WAC player of the week. Alvarez, long three, got it as she was knocked down by Rowell. But no, will they count it? Yes, they're going to count the bucket and the foul. So Alvarez with a rare chance for a 4-point play as Rowell knocked her down after the play. So the free throw coming, but first a timeout on the floor. 4:46 left to go. Lopes continue to be in command. It's GCU 90 and ACU 62 right here on GCU TV.
When you have the urge to play outside, Tire Pros wants to get you there, offering convenience, selection, and our national roadside assistant. Message us or schedule an appointment online at Community Tire Pros today. Tire Pros, we're here for you.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
While you explore our country, let Community Tire Pros be part of your journey. We're here to give everyone something to look forward to. Message us or schedule an appointment online at Community Tire Pros today. Tire Pros, we're here for you.
Well, the Lopes continuing to set new marks. Katie Scott with a new career high and her second career double-double. The Lopes setting a new NCAA Division I era mark for their program for 32 forced turnovers. As Alvarez tried for the 4-point play after making the 3 before the timeout but can't convert. And they have 90 points on the board, the Lopes do. And they're aiming for a new season high there, and they just tied it on a 3 from Tavia Rowell. They had 93 in the season opener against Weber State. They have 93 here, and they've equaled their largest lead of 31. Alyssa Alvarez backs away, keeps on firing. That 3-pointer won't go. Follow up underneath by Gonzalez, rims around and won't go. But she does draw contact and free throws. Foul is on Rowell. Again, ACU in the bonus with 4:16 left. And a reminder that hope you'll make your plans to be with us Sunday afternoon, January the 3rd. That is the first game after the holiday break for your Lopes women's basketball team, who are on their way to going to a 7-1 mark with this win. They'll take on another team from the Phoenix area, Park University from Gilbert. It'll be a 2 p.m. tip-off right here at GCU Arena, and we'll be on the air with the pregame show at 1:15. 55. Sunday, January the 3rd. And the next home game for Bryce Drew's men's team will be December the 29th, a week from tomorrow. They'll take on Denver. That'll be a 7 o'clock start. Kate Longworth will have the pregame show on TV starting at 6:30 p.m. that night on Fox 10 Extra, as Laura Pieta and Tavia Rowell not on the same page, and that one thrown away. Kate Longworth with the pregame show at 6:30. Barry Butel and Scott Williams with the call of it at 7 o'clock. That's on Fox 10 Extra. And you radio fans can catch it on the radio on 1580 The Fanatic with the radio voice of your Lopes, Michael Potter, along with Lopes insider Paul Coro. 6:45 pregame, 7 p.m. tip-off again a week from tomorrow, Tuesday night, December the 29th. Lopes and Denver right here at the arena. Alvarez, another long three, another long rebound off the miss. Casey Brown gives it out front for Bailey Slaughter. Now to Polite inside of 4 minutes. Nice pass for Casey Brown, but you can't finish it. And Katie Scott swoops in, grabs the loose ball, and then she's tied up. Possession arrow belongs to the Firestorm. So ACU will suffer only their second loss of the year. 5-2 is what their mark will be in the after the next 344, while the Lopes will move to 7-1. And the Lopes continuing to build on what is their best overall mark to start a season since the 2011-2012 season. Still got a ways to go, though, before they're able to match that. That team won 13 of their first 14 games and wound up 24-4. But the expectations continue to grow in the Molly Miller era. And once again, another 5-second inbound violation. And the Lopes continuing to just befuddle the Firestorm's offense. Turnover number 33 to add to the new record. Tiara Brown will back it out. Give it for Katie Scott. Scott spins, puts it up, no. Gets her own rebound, adds to the rebound and the point total. 34 points for Katie Scott, a dozen boards. Not much more to say. And the Lopes have now had 28 more shot attempts than Arizona Christian today. The swat by Tiara Brown, that's her third block shot. And the scramble on the floor, Gonzalez will be tied up, and it will send it the other way on the possession arrow. Lopes 36 for 78 from the field. ACU now 19 of 51. Each team has made 10 threes on the day, and each team has attempted 20 free throws. ACU making 16 of theirs, the Lopes making 13 of theirs. Pieta for Rowell. Tavia from three, no. Inside, Vadas had it, but she and Scott not realizing they were on the same team when they were going for the rebound, and they will poke it out of bounds off of each other. And now they will head to the bench at the 2:58 mark. And this one handily socked away in the Lopes' wallets. 31-point edge. That one tipped away. Shorts tips it to Tiana Brown. There's another forced turnover. Here's Caldwell. Back for Tiana Brown. Final 3 minutes of this one, and the Lopes have been cruising since midway through the first quarter. Who's the one who's going to fire it in? Balagay splits the defense, but is called for the travel with 2:38 left. You think the Lopes are going to back out of the trapping defense? Well, that's about as close as they'll get to it right there, as they let Polite get up court. But now Brown has it poked away, gets it back as she grimaced with the contact from Carla Balagay. Polite, she'll fire a three. That one won't go. And Shorts all by her lonesome with the defensive board. That's rebound number 45 for the Lopes. And that's a big stat as Balagay will drive in. Another scoop shot. That one won't go because ACU came into this game averaging nearly 50 rebounds a game, and they have been out-rebounded by the Lopes handily. Brown with the follow on the missed shot, no. Gonzalez with a no-look scoop, no. Alvarez, as they are letting them play, can't get that one to go. And then when they try to bring it back out front, Tiana Brown steals and wheels and deals. Tiana Brown in double figures with 10. And the only suspense now left in the final minute 35 is whether the Lopes will hit the century mark. It's 97-64, which is their largest lead. Shot is an air ball from Des Gonzalez, and Balagay will control. They've already set a new season high for points in a game, but they want the century mark. Balagay trying to do it from three, won't get it, but the back tap by Shorts, and that will go the other way as Shorts did not have the position. So that'll be a loose ball foul on Kennedy. That is her fourth. And because both teams have been in the bonus for forever, both teams will head to the ACU free throw line for Casey Brown's free throws. 74 seconds left to go, and Rusty Rogers is going to clear his bench and get some players in that don't necessarily get a lot of playing time. Riley Long and Sophia Martinez. Martinez, born in Yuma, but went to Valley Vista High School in Surprise. And so Brown, who has had a quiet day, 6 points on 3 field goals, will try to add to that total with her first free throws of the day, and the first one's good. So the Lopes doing what they were asked to do in the 3 keys to the game, protecting the home court, which they continue to add to Molly Brown's unbelievable home court record. She's never lost a conference home game in 6+ years as a head coach at Drury University and now here. And she has not lost a home game yet as the Lopes head coach as she is about to go to 5-0 in the next 62 seconds. Inside of a minute. Glad you've stuck around, and your holiday shopping will start back up in just a matter of moments. Here is Sophia Martinez. Cross-court pass for Ashley Measle, one of 9 returners on this team. T. Waters with the left hand. That one won't go. Rebound controlled, and it's controlled by Cameron Flemings. The walk-on from Dublin, California, the 5'11 freshman, getting some time off the Lopes bench here in the final minute. And the Lopes are just trying to use some clock. There's 6 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Let's see if they try and get Flemings involved as Balagay goes to the hoop. Can't get the shot to go, but she's fouled. 16.2 seconds to go. And Carla will have free throws at the line. Foul is on Ashley Measle. That is her first. And the free throw is not good. So the Lopes will need to do some quick damage and force another turnover if they want to try and get to the 100 mark, as both free throws missed. Final dozen seconds of this one. Drive by Waters. Waters now stuck. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. So they're going to get a shot up. Riley Long will fire it. Hit one won't go. And that's the way this one ends, as the Lopes trail for all of a half a minute in today's game. They trailed 3-2, ran off the next 12 points, and it was pretty much academic from there, leading by as many as 33, and win it going away 97-65. They upped their overall record to 7-1. They are now still perfect at home, and they drop the Firestorm to 5-2 as ACU's 2-game winning streak is snapped. And a lot of contributors for this particular contest, and plenty of bench help by the Lopes, as Molly Miller was able to go deep into her bench. She got some quality minutes for people like Tavia Rowell, who has not seen a lot of playing time so far. But once again, similar discrepancies as we've seen most of this year. A whopping 36 turnovers forced by the Lopes. That obliterates their previous NCAA Division I record, which was 28, set a couple of weeks ago. Lopes also out-rebounded ACU 49-43, and ACU normally averages 49 rebounds a game. The Lopes shoot 45% from the field and hold ACU to 32%, but the big stat there, the Lopes get 23 more shot attempts, 82-59, than the Firestorm. Each team made 10 three-pointers, and both teams shooting 22 free throws. ACU getting a bit of an edge on that. The Lopes with 25, count them, 25 steals in the ball game. That is just an amazing stat. Well, a lot of contributors, as I mentioned, for our player of the game, but they really, you can't say much more than just 2 words when you were talking about who is going to be the player of the game. That one pretty easy, even though you had Carla Balagay with a nice game, 12 points and 4 boards. And Tiana Brown also in double figures with 10. But you got to look at the lady in the middle, the pride of Carl Junction, Missouri, Katie Scott, our player of the game, with this stat line, 13 of 21 from the field. She made her only three-point attempt, was 7 of 8 from the free throw line. 34 points, that's a career high. 13 boards, that's a career high, to go along with 4 assists and 5 steals, and she did it in just 24 minutes. So congratulations to Katie Scott, not only the newly crowned WAC Player of the Week, but now our player of the game. So now we take the holidays off, all smiles on the GCU women's basketball team, and they will be back in action on Sunday, January the 3rd. That is 2 weeks from yesterday, after the holidays. It'll be a 2 p.m. tip-off right here at GCU Arena as they will take on Park University from down the road in Gilbert. We'll be on the air right here on GCU TV with the pregame show at 1:55. Next home game for GCU basketball overall, that happens a week from tomorrow, is Bryce Drew's team, currently in Las Vegas, halfway through the Far West Classic. They will take Christmas off after facing Colorado tomorrow night in Las Vegas. And they'll be back here on Tuesday, December the 29th for a 7 p.m. tip-off. They'll take on the University of Denver. It'll be 6:30 with the pregame show on Fox 10 Extra, courtesy of Kate Longworth. And then Barry and Scott, Butel and Williams, bringing you the call at 7 p.m. on Fox 10 Extra. And on the radio and on the 1580 The Fanatic app, it'll be the radio voice of your Lopes, Michael Potter, along with Lopes insider Paul Corral, 6:45 for that pregame show. And again, tip-off at 7 p.m. So we want to thank our great crew today: Andrew Rangel, Hunku Funsail, Travis Fleming, Marley Thompson, and Dominic Hinton. Also want to thank Montana Lambden for her work on the GCU Women's Basketball Instagram. And also a special thank you to Sierra Smith, the Sports Information Director for Women's Basketball here at Grand Canyon University, for continuing to provide all the up-to-the-minute stats. And we also want to thank you for taking some time to break away from your holiday shopping. Hey, remember, you can follow Grand Canyon University on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And don't forget to download the Lope Nation app so you can watch all live streams from your mobile device. Or subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's at youtube.com/GCU. So until we talk to you on Sunday, January 3rd, this is Jim Howe speaking to you from the heart of the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix, Arizona, and GCU Arena on the Grand Canyon University campus, reminding you the final score again in a dominant performance. The Grand Canyon University Lopes 97 and the Arizona Christian Firestorm 65. Happy holidays, everyone.